let's take a step back and just talk about what story is.
Yeah.
Story is really the easiest and shortest way to build a connection. It is the line between you and another person. It is the way that a person goes from being a stranger to being um, someone who's a trusted confidant or a kindred spirit. Stories exist all around us. And so the way I look at diversity stories is that it helps to illuminate a person's journey. It encapsulates their triumphs, their struggles, their essence, their worldview. And I think when we think about story, the reason why it's so important, and this may be one of the questions that you ask, is that I think at this point, unless you've been living under a rock, it should be pretty apparent why diversity and inclusion is important, not only for business, for society, for the planet, etc. However, I feel like in this era where there's so many facts and figures being thrown at people, the thing that we need not neglect is the heart-based piece. So
Mhm.
there's the intellectual side, there's the mental side, and I think we become very preoccupied in our industry with best practices and action items and whatnot, data, hard science, and those are all relevant and important. But at the end of the day, we got to remember that part of what diversity work is seeing someone's humanity, recognizing your own humanity in them, and making that connection. So then what's the best way to do that? The best way to do that is through a story that allows us to not only understand a person's journey in a more three-dimensional way, but gives us also understanding of how that person's story might also reflect our own journey, and our own pathway, and our own values. So that's what it is to me. And it's something where I will tell you where the facts and figures fail me, the stories never do. Because I
Mhm.
think when people understand what my journey has been like as X, Y, and Z, for them to be able to see it and feel it and sense it goes a longer way than simply just saying to them, I think you should do X, Y, and Z because it's the right thing to do. So
Yeah.
that's what it is for me.